Hello and good evening. It is Tuesday. It's 7 o'clock, so it must be what's on my work this time. Hi, I've got a couple of dinner already. I'm just clearing my table. I shall be with you in a second. Busy as usual. How are you all doing? Hiya, Bernice, Jude, Valerie, another Valerie, Patricia. Hello everyone, good evening. What are we all doing today on this cold, wet Tuesday? I'm doing what I do every day, sewing. Right. I'm just finishing off, well actually I'm not, I'm just starting, so what I've been cutting out is the reversible penny. I know it's backwards. Hi Liz. Hi Pauline. Now Pauline, I've got a bone to pick with you. Last week, did you mean to put angry faces on, or was it as I suspected, you hit the wrong button as I have done myself? If I did something wrong, I apologise. Hiya Jude, Marilyn, Michelle. I'm always busy, I am. So yeah, I'm doing this reversible pinny. I know it's backwards like I said, but they're very useful for when I'm doing my pottery. Hiya Jean, Trudy and Ellen. Evening Ellen. Is it Ellen or Eileen? Ellen I think. And Mary. So yeah, I'm cutting off a couple more out. The problem is my fabric is only 45 wide because it's poplin. Hazel, hi Hazel and Beryl. So it's going to be a little bit shorter, but it doesn't really matter for what I need it for on the potter's wheel. So I'm all right with that. So I'm just cutting an extra one out because my other one is absolutely it's yuck. Right, I think I'm going to start with a couple of apologies. Hiya Lynn and Vicky and Anne. I've got to apologise to Patricia. Pat Cox, is it Pat? I've written it down somewhere, Pat. I've sent your stuff out and I must have owed you a gift. I really need to get on top of this, these gifts because I'm rubbish. Vicky, I'll give you something today and I forgot to give you a gift, so yes, that to one side. Right, let's get going. So I owe you a gift, I will get it sent out. Just managed to get you. Well, at least it's right there, Vicky. Vicky tried to get me yesterday and I weren't there yesterday. Anyway, cheers everyone. Got my gin and tonic. It's a blood orange one today and it's really nice. Hiya Lynn. Oh, it looked lovely in your garden yesterday, Lynn. A tractor, that's a lovely name. And Carol, hi. Right, let's start off with a thank you to Jean. Jean bought Mark this lovely mug. I'll read it out to you because it is backwards. Yes, it's true. I'm a totally and utterly pawsome dog de Bordeaux dad. And I've got to tell you, Jean, he was really, really touched. It's already been used and through the dishwasher. He only got it this morning. So I can guarantee you he absolutely loves it. So thank you for that. I did send one of these for Jean because she's a very big dog fan. So these are the poo bags. I've been making a few more. So I've now got a collection of poo bags, but we know a lot of people with dogs, so it looked nice but flipping cold. I know. Hiya Cheryl. Yes, it is cold, Lynn. I agree. Best thing to be doing is to be in your sewing room and doing some stitching. Margaret McMillan, you asked about the handles for the rulers. I do use them myself. Got one on that one and I've got one on that one. They just help if you've got problems with your hands. I have got two, so if you want them, let me know. And next, I'm going to do it now before I forget. My glasses are steaming up. Excuse me. I've been forgetting to do the competition. So Sharon Norbury gave me the idea for this one. She can enter because she doesn't know what the answer is, but she gave me the idea for it. So Sharon says, get people to guess how many, so it's a number one, how many Aurifil threads I have on my stands. Now that includes this stand here, and this one here. Just them, not on what's on my machines or anything. So I have got a number, I know, and they're not all Aurifil. There's a couple of Gutermans on here, and I think that one's, what is that one? So a Metler, that's a Metler. So there is some others on there. So the first person to guess correctly, or as near as, will win a prize for today. So there's those three on here. So have we got any guesses in? 300. Oh, that's way too many, Sarah. Not enough, Jill. Not too bad, Lynn. Above that, Helen. So look at what people have put, though. There's a way more than that, Jane. What have I got on here? Oh, actually, I've got my wrong number, so I don't think anybody said the right number yet. No, it's above 83 and 84, which Vicky and Cheryl have just put. It's above 94. Way below that, Angela. Below that, Anne. Below that, Michelle. We're getting closer, we're getting closer. Above that, Liz. Below that, Valerie. And I'm going to be in way so you can't see. Below that, Jane. Above that, Eileen. Ooh, nearly Sarah. Below that, though, Diane panel is almost there. So if nobody gets any closer than Diane, she's got it with 124. So, ooh, Michelle Jackson, you're one off. So is it above or below? So come on. One off, Michelle Jackson put. Nope, below that, Valerie. One off, Michelle, you put 115. Nope. Come on, we're getting there, we're getting there. Nope. Nope. Michelle put 115 and she was one off. Nope. No. Come on. No, Michelle, you put 115 and you were one off. So either plus or minus 115. Are you, Stephanie? No. Either there's a bit of a time lapse on this and you can't... Oh, almost, Lynn, almost. Almost, Jane. Nope, nope, nope. She said 115 and she was one off. So it's either, yes, Lynn, you've got it. Lynn Tuitt has won, 116. That was fun, that. Well done, Sharon, for giving me that idea. So, Lynn, you'll get something coming in the post. We're going to get a load of numbers now. So, yes, with the competitions finished now, it's 116 and that goes to Lynn. Right. So I've got some new fabrics in. I think you'll all know that we've had a problem with the website. It is almost fixed. We've got somebody working on it. Do you know what? It must be fixed for some of you because some of you have managed to order, so I don't know how you've done it, but... Right, so the new fabrics are these. They are classed as a quilting cotton, but I would say they're a bit lighter. I did show you the dog one last week. They are 60 wide, so they're nice. Hiya, Patricia. I got your message, Patricia, so I will sort you out for that. Sorry about caps. No problem, don't worry about it. Hiya, Sharon, your idea for the competition were really good. We enjoyed that. Watch it back. So, these are the new ones that's come in. This is the donuts, and I have actually, I couldn't wait, I've made something with this, and it's going to be going on at Chanda, sorry, I cut my head off. It's going to be going on at Chanda next week or the week after, 5th of Feb. So I'll show you what that was, what I made. And I did the retreat notebook in the donuts, and I put the sparkly, oops, upside down, sparkly turquoise fabric on there, so you can see it's got a lovely sparkle to it, and I'm really pleased with that. I like it. So got the little card slots in that. So that's the retreat notebook. That has been released as a pattern only as well. So it does make up into lovely projects. I like it. So we've got the donuts. There we go. And this is one that I showed you last week as well, the rainbow. I've been using that as backing for some of the fabrics. I love this one. This one, I'm going to do the Bobby card wallet. I do too, Ellen. It's lovely. So I really like this one. It's a bit like planets and Northern Lights, that type of thing. So that's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And if you wanted to do a project, the next one would go with that perfectly. We've got little cutie aliens. Aren't they just so cute? And rockets and stars. I love the rainbow as well, Diane. So that's that one. Now this one, I think that there may be a bit of divided comments on this one, because some people really dislike clowns. I quite like it because it's got the lovely vibrant colours on it. Yes, I will, Angela. I will do some more demos with the rulers. Beryl, it will, right. Beryl was asking, would you be able to make PJs out of the new fabrics? And yes, you can, but not the ones that I showed you how to make last week, because that's a jersey fabric, and the pattern I made last week was for jersey. If you wanted to make use PJs, sorry, if you want to make PJs out of that fabric, you need a pattern for a woven, but it would look absolutely beautiful. So yeah, what I'll do, Angela, is I'll probably do some smaller videos and just put them on. So I don't want to divide people too much where if they haven't got the rulers or they're not interested, I do a full hour on it. So I will do some, but maybe not a full hour. There'll be small demos that I just put on. Exactly, Leanne, that's what I'm saying. Some people may not like the clowns because a lot of people do find it a little bit eerie. I mean, personally, I really like it, even though we watched the American Horror with Twisty the Clown, and that is a bit creepy. So, yeah, that's the clown one. I really like it. But I know some people won't. My daughter doesn't like clowns either. Now, this one I like. This one is the cats, but they're a bit like the manga type cats. What did Mark call this one? If you're watching, Mark, let me know what he said this one was called. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, these is the cats. Yeah, I know it is a bit controversial, the clowns. Anyway, that's the cats. And then the last one is this one. And I'm going to use some of this in tonight's. I know it's all backwards, but I will tell you what some of them say. We've got boom, ouch, oops, poof, zoom, boom, bang, oh my god, slap. So there's all sorts of words on that. Mark don't like clowns either. Mark, what did they call the cats on the yeah, I like this one. I'm going to be using this. I'm going to make some boxer shorts of it. Party cats, that's it. Yes, so that was called party cats. So yeah, we're going to make some boxer shorts with this. Now this new person who is doing the website for us is going to enable us to be able to do downloads. And as soon as we can, he's actually working on it at the moment, as soon as we can, I'm going to be offering the boxer shorts pattern as a free download. Because it's my own pattern. So I'm going to let you have it as a freebie. So I'm going to be using that fabric, but before I put those out, let me just turn you around a little bit. I have got your rulers. Don't know if you remember me when we met at NEC and you were showing me with my mum. And we had, let's have a look, says Seymour. We had our photo together. I'm sorry, Angela, I can't remember, but yeah, Lynn, yeah. I'll certainly do some, Angela, not a problem. I think it'll be good to have downloads because you'll be able to just get them yourself as soon as I've done them, and I'm not bothered about making money out of things like that. I'd like to share. I'm happy to share. So as soon as we can, is going to be doing that for us. Another thing I've been working on is the pea pads for when we get our Brucey. So this is the ones I've made so far, and the ones that I looked at some tutorials on YouTube, and the ones I saw all had this U-Haul, which is an American substance, and I told you I got the Iapat. My gin tonight is a blood orange gin. Yes, thanks Ed, I agree, I think downloads will be good. And what it was a layer of fleece, 2 layers of the U-Haul and a layer of fleece, and it did seem to work. It's finally, and I'm happy to, there will be some obviously that I can do as, you know, patterns that, you know, I paid for, but patterns like this that are very easy and simple, I'm happy to give them free. So I tried some, oh yes, Mark's just reminded me he's brought the dog bed down. And yeah, brought his cushion.
No.
This is going to be one spoilt pooch, I'll let you know. So anyway, I tried it and I decided that I thought it needed something on the back because this dog's going to be big. And let me show you a picture of him. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Can you see my phone, Mark?
No.
I've had it down here.
So I can't really see him.
Right, let me show you this picture of him. He's what, is he now 5 weeks?
He is in the picture.
It's 5 weeks old and we got a picture sent through the other day. And that is the size of the little Buster now. So you can tell he's going to be a bit big. He's 5 weeks old and he's already that big. So I'm thinking that dog is going to do some pee. So I decided to put the nursery PVC lining on the back. And I do this on the internet, on the website. So I've done that and I've put a layer. Let me show you what I've done. And we've tested it and it works really well. So I've got a layer. No, we haven't peed on it. Mark was giggling in the corner. We didn't pee on it. He is lovely. And he is cute, yeah. No, we didn't pee on it. We poured some water in out of a jug. So I've used a layer of this. And then I got... The first one I did 2 layers of this Zorb and it was so thick. It would make a great sweatshirt. So I've got a layer of the Zorb and then I put a layer of fleece on the top and I stitched them together and bagged them out basically and then just sewed all the way around the outside. So I used as much as I had of this owl fleece, but I used it all up. So unfortunately, it's got some different ones, but I've tried to make all the other ones orange. So it's not going to get too confused. There's only 2 colours. So yes, we've got his pea pads ready for him coming. That's those. That's that. And I did get his bed done. Let me show you. It is rather heavy. It's got lots of stuff in him. So it's all stuffed in the middle and then I've done a little cutaway at the bottom here. So I'm thinking now it's not going to last him for long though, and I did make him a lovely cushion to go in it as well. So that's his bed all done and ready for when he gets here. We've got another 2 or 3 weeks. It will be 8 weeks when we get him. Right, so these boxer shorts. Let's get on with this. I've done my pattern just onto freezer paper and you need about 1 metre even if it's 60 wide, because unless your man's quite small. Let me just put it so you can see. I love the owl fleece. I don't, Valerie, and unfortunately I don't have any of the you was asking about the mustard, whatchamacallit, rib. Sorry, I don't have any of that either, so unfortunately we're gonna have to pass on that one. Right, so I've cut myself a metre off because that's the back pattern with just the crotch cut out, and the front, I'm not going to show you how to trace it. I think I may have shown you before, but it's quite difficult to show how to do it because of the fly front. So that's why I thought a download would be better, and then you can just do it. So if to place it side by side, there just isn't enough, even with a 60 wide, to fit it on, because it just won't, it overlaps too much. So what I thought was, if I do a metre, it takes about half a metre in length. I can place one on there, and it is directional, this fabric, and then place one above. Better. That's it. So all this, I've left it with the fold at this side, so that when I open it out, I've still got a very usable piece of fabric. So that's how I'm going to cut these out. Just get my pattern weight, and then we can cut. I'll just turn you around a little bit. You can see a bit better. That's better. Oh, I'll get the nice ones. Not that they're not all nice, but they're a bit heavier, these, so they do hold it a bit nicer. And if you do use freezer paper, because it's only small, you can actually use freezer paper for this. You could iron it to the fabric, and then it'll stay on there until you want to use it, because you can just remove it then. So I'm just going to zoom around these quickly, and I'll show you what I mean about actually cutting it this side of the fabric and leaving the fold still intact. So I'm just going to cut around that shape. That is quite a tricky shape. Catch it when I go up there, trying to be clever, and it doesn't work sometimes. There we go. Right, so that's the front with the little fly piece cut out. Quite an easy project as well, boxes, so I just make them every now and again for him, so I know he's always got lots. Right, so this is why you cut on the open side, so that when I open that out, you can see there's still quite a lot of fabric left over that you'll be able to do a lot with. So out of a metre, you probably are only using half a metre, but you can't get it out of half a metre. So that'll go to make something else. The front, and then this one is the back. So a nice, quick, easy project to cut out. All my little scraps I use to make these little kind of things. So I'll probably do a class on, not a class, a video on something like this one day, because I do love things like this. I just like everything to have a place, and I find that really useful. Right, so I need to take this over to my overlocker, and because it is only a woven fabric, I'm going to do it on the industrial. Turn my big light off tonight, so it's a little bit better to see. So I shall take you over there, and I will be very careful with you, I promise. Over we go to this side of the... I don't know if I'm going to get you in at that side, so I'm going to put you to the left side, unfortunately, tonight. I shall try and make sure you can see. We don't come over this side of the room much. And the light is quite bright, so let's pull you back a bit. There we go. Right, so this is my industrial overlocker, and it was a birthday present a few years ago. It's very fast, but I do like it. So it's a 4-thread one. It's called Jack. It was a brand new one, and I think I paid about 650, something like that. And I absolutely love it. So this one's got a lift for the foot press, sorry. So I'm just going to stitch down the back. So you see the stitch on that. It's got a line of stitches in between, which is nice and secure. And on the back, that's what it looks like on the back. So on the front bit, what we need to do first of all is put them right sides together. So place pieces right sides together, and we're going to stitch along this bit here and going all the way around. And it looks a bit awkward to stitch, but it's not, because what you do is you move your fabric so it's more or less in a straight line, if you see, and it'll go around that. So even though it looks like you're doing that shape, when you stretch it out, it's quite straight. So try and do it slow. And what I'm going to do is stitch to that corner there and then just pull that around. I'll just lift my foot so it doesn't get any puckers in there. And this, although it's a curve, if you just pull that down, it's a straight line really. But when I take that out, you can see you've got a curve. So now we're going to open this up, and we're going to stitch all the way down that piece as one. Right on the edge. So when this is available as a download, you'll be able to watch this back. So if you want to make a note that it's what's on my work desk 27, then you will know that's the one you need. Now, when we go to the lock stitch machine, we're going to put a securing reinforcement stitch here. And basically, what you need to do is just hold, you can see that line there, it's like, just make an imaginary line straight down. So I've got my fingers pinched together where that is level. And I'm going to take the top layer and open that up. Now flies go the opposite way to that, so what I need to do is put my finger there and then just flick it to the opposite side. And if I get a pin, I'll hold it up so you can see. So I'll just pop a pin in there. I don't normally pin it, but when I hold that up, then you can see you've got your mock fly, because you're going to reinforce this down here. But then you can see for the toilet needs, you've got your opening. So what I'm going to do just to hold it is I'm just going to stitch across the top here. But I'm going to take that pin out first. I don't want to ruin the blade on my machine. And I can't see if anybody's commenting, so if it's anything you want them to ask me, just do it again when I can see the screen. So now when I hold that up, you can see, is it too close? It is a bit close, isn't it? You've got the a bit bright as well, isn't it? Let's cover that up. So you've got the fly opening here, and that will go straight down. So we'll press that when we go over to the other machine. So now we're going to do the side seams. So I'm just going to hold the front under there while I take my back, open it out, and they look massive, but they're not that big. He's not that big a person, it's just that they're gathered. And I'm going to stitch around the side seams. Turn it around and do the other side. So put the seams together, right sides together, and we're going to stitch all the way down there. We're going to open that up, and then this is the crotch, so we're going to sew under the crotch there, matching up the seam underneath. And I like to put one seam one way and one the other way, as if they're nestling together. Snip that off. So now you can see we've got the leg holes here. I'm going to stitch all the way around there. Try not to put my hands in shut. Run off and snip. Opposite leg, exactly the same. Starting at the crotch seam. Run off, and now we're going to do the waist. So they do look absolutely huge, but believe me, they're not that big. So when you come to going over where the fly is, what I like to do is just hold it all in place so that it's not going to pull. So I like to hold all that carefully and make sure it all goes under as one piece. Oops, looks like one of my needles has come unstitched, but it's only on the top, so I'm all right. I'm not gonna. I might have to. Have I run out of thread, or have I got caught somewhere? With this machine, it all opens up, so the foot goes that way. I can't see because the light's that bright. There we go. I can open that up there so I can get right inside. You do get tweezers with it because you do need them. That's there. So it's not come and threaded, it's just come as it has come and threaded, it's not come all the way unthreaded. That's what I'm trying to say. So it just goes behind there, down there, and then the hardest bit for me is trying to get it through the needle. It did have a guide on here, but I took it off. And I know you're not supposed to do that, but I took it off because I couldn't get in to thread it properly. And it is quite easy to thread a white thread, but for some reason I am struggling. I apologise if my head's in the way of the camera. Does anybody want to come and thread it for me? Ooh, had it then. Put some wet on it, see if that'll help. Do you know, that's one thing about industrials, they don't have threaders on. We get spoilt with our domestics, don't we? Let's see if it's come out anywhere else. Oof. I'm all steaming up. Where's my brushes? One of my loopers has come and threaded as well. I think you're going to have a lesson in threading up a nose locker. Pull all those out of the way. I've got my foot off my feet because I can't turn it off because I've not got the main lights on. So what I need to do is just put that one through there. That's the upper looper done. Still got to do the needle. But at least it's only the needle now. Come on. It's hard enough at daytime, never mind at night. Any volunteers to come and do this for me? Sometimes when you wet your thread, it sticks to the tweezers and it'll go in and then you pull it back out. Come on. It's not doing it, ladies, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close it up and do it without that one threaded. I'll just wrap it around there. It's not important, it's not a holding thread, it's just going to stop it fraying, so construction thread, that's what I should have said. And I've only got a bit to do. Oops, need to put your foot back on. Just make sure it's all back together normally. So the only difference is it's not got that securing thread in between, which is fine just for doing the top edge. So there we go. It is a pain threading an overlocker, especially our industrial one. Right, I'm going to take you back to my other machine because we don't need the overlocker anymore. So a quick glance around my room. Oh look, do you want to see my setup for my... I'll show you what I've been doing. So this is my little kiln. My potter's wheel is here, if you can see. And I've got some reverse tweezers. Oh, are they good? I might have to try them. So I've got a couple of pots drying. This is one of them. You can see it's still a bit wet underneath. And then I did one last night, which is a bit bigger. You can see the difference in the colour. That one's almost dry, and that one's still leather-like, so it's not even been trimmed yet. So I've been busy playing. That's them. Right, let's get his back here. So a little bit more to go, and then we're here. Right. So back to my... Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Hair threaders are great, but unfortunately, I don't know if they do them as industrials. Do they do them, Sarah? Do you know? Right, let me just set you back a bit because I think you might be a bit too close. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Right, so what I like to do is on this crotch seam underneath, I like to put the seam to the back. So that's the front, that's the back. So just push it to the back, and I like to top stitch, just to hold that on, and it just gives a little bit of extra strength on there. Where's my foot gone? I'll be able to see to thread it better tomorrow. So it's only a narrow stitch, and it is basically just for reinforcement. So that is a very narrow. Well, you're very welcome to come and have a go. You could put a pincushion inside, Vicky. What a good idea. I tell you what, Vicky, if my kiln is for PMC, so if anybody out there has got a precious metal clay kiln, let me know if you've managed to throw, if you've managed to put clay, earthenware clay into that to fire it. If not, I'm going to get a normal kiln, but I'm just going to try that first because that's for my silver clay, but I'm hoping it's going to work. just to do little things. I won't be ever doing anything big. I don't think I'll ever be that good, but I'm quite enjoying it. Right, so we've reinforced the leg seam here. What we need to do now is get on the fly, just hold it straight there, and you can feel where that seam is there, what tucks under. I'll show you from the inside because you'll be able to see it better there. So you just hold it so it's flat, and that's what it looks like on the inside. So what you want to do is you want to reinforce there. So if you hold it from the right side flat, just lay it down, pull it flat, and it'll just find its own place. And then where it joins here, you can see it just joins the fabric there. Pop a pin in just until you know what you're doing, and we're going to stitch to hold that to that side so it doesn't gape open. So I can feel here, oh, you can't see, can you? Sorry. I can feel here where that seam is. So what I need to do is put my needle down where it is, do a few stitches and back tack, take that pin out because we don't want to stitch over that, and I'm going to stitch until I reach the seam of the fly, and then back tack again. And that'll just reinforce that fly. So if you can see there, where is it? There, that row of stitches, that's just gonna hold that to one side. So all you need to do now to this is press it. So I'll just get my iron ready for pressing. That will warm up. So I can lay the pants down flat, press that fly, and that will stay there then. Right, so now I'm going to turn up the legs, the hem. So I'm just going to do about 1 centimetre. Got my elastic cut already. So it's about 1 centimetre seam I'm doing. And with the elastic, I know what size Mark has, so the best thing to do is to wrap the elastic round them and pull it so it's comfortable, and then add about 1.5 inches on to overlap, or 1 inch. Back tack at the end. So we've got our, well, one leg done. Now for the other one. Just turn that up. Just fine margin. I would love to do pottery just after. Yes, Susu, I know what you're saying. Susu wants to have Patrick Swayze wrap around his arms round her and have the music playing. That would be lovely. Sorry, I just went for my gin. Well, you can always come and do it, but I don't think Mark will cover for Patrick Swayze. He certainly can't dance like him. Actually, I've been asking him if he wants to have a go. I think he'd be good at it because he's a plasterer and he's a very good plasterer. So I actually think he would be very good at pottery. And for me, it doesn't matter how good you are, so long as you enjoy doing it, and I really enjoy doing it. I can't remember what they called the lady who went in this week's throwdown, but I suspected she was going to go. I don't think she was very strong on the wheel, but she was very good at slab building. I think it depends what your strengths are in that programme. And I'm sure she enjoyed being on there. Just press the button. So cut my threads off. Right, so that's the legs done. And now I like to start at the back. I've got my elastic cut, so I'm just going to overlap about 1 inch. And as I showed you last week, with the elastic, you're just going to do a cross. And that's quite strong and still allows it to stretch. So I'll go from diagonal corner to corner and back. I'm going to do that twice. Then I'm going to go into the centre, stop in the centre and move it around, rotate it around and do the opposite diagonal corners a couple of times. And that's enough. That's really, really strong. You can see on there, we've just got the crosses. Yeah, I think she had two. She did really, really well. I think her ideas were really good, but obviously when you're doing things at home, time's no issue, is it? You know, you just do it as long as you want to do it. You can unpick it, you know, it doesn't matter. But obviously on these programmes, Bake Off, Sewing Bee, the Throwdown, they're all timed to make it more entertaining for us, but you feel sorry for the contestants. So what I'm going to do is just place that to the back seam. Can you see there? Yeah. Fetch it over, making sure that you're going to just stitch the fabric and not the elastic. So that's covering it up. And I'm going to start stitching right on that back seam. And I'm going to fold it over as I go. If you feel more confident pinning, go ahead and pin. Just make sure you keep your elastic tucked right up to that seam. And it's quite straightforward until you come to where the fly is. If you find it easy, just put your hand behind to straighten it out. It's just nice to make your man, you know, some clothes, and they really appreciate it. As soon as I get fabric in, Mark's like, oh, that'd make a nice pair of pants. Or nice sweatshirt, hoodie, t-shirts, whatever. Right, so when you get to the part where the fly is, what you need to do is make sure that it all stays together. So just hold it all down flat, lay your elastic on top, bring it over and either pin it, which I will do just to show you so that those layers don't move, or hold it firmly. I'm going to pin it just so that you can see. If you need a bit more room, just pull that elastic out from what you've already stitched and then you can lay it a bit flatter. Because if you pull this without pinning it, all this will open up and gape. And we don't want that to happen. As soon as you get to where the fly is and you stitch over it, you can take your pin out and then it's secure, it's fine. Carry on. So lay it flat again, bring your fabric over to cover it, tuck it right up to the top and carry on. Now with these boxers, I do like to stitch the elastic in because otherwise it can twist inside and it's really annoying. Is your shop website working as I put an order in last night? Delith, I've done your order. It is on its way to you. It's been sent out. It must be working for some people and not others. So well done if you've managed to get an order in. I don't know how you've done it, but you've done it. Oh, thank you, Anne. Yours has gone today, Anne, as well. Stephanie's has gone. No, I'm not stretching as I go, Sue. Sorry, is it Sue or Sue? Which do you prefer? Let me know. What I'm doing is the elastic is just flat here and I'm just stitching it flat. I'm just making sure that that elastic is pushed right up to that fold so that what I'm doing is stitching at the side of it. So the elastic is free inside. It's a lovely, easy project to do this. I'm nearly back round to the beginning. So just distribute the elastic as you go. And I'm back to where I started from almost. If you catch your elastic in, you've no chance of getting it evenly distributed. So just go over where you started and take that out. Right, so now what you need to do, let me just turn it around so you can see, is just stretch it so you can see that the elastic is even all the way around. Cheryl, yes there is. You've obviously, sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Right, there is a pattern for the dog poo bags. If you put into your search engine poop bags, embroidery files, they'll come up. There's lots of different ones. I got the pug one, but there is loads of different ones. There's I think there's Alsatian, Retriever, but there weren't obviously a Dog de Bordeaux, otherwise I would have got it. Then Sharon's saying, how did you get your pattern? Is that the pattern for these, Sharon? If so, it's a pattern I've made myself and it will be available as a free download when the website's fixed, which is imminent. It shouldn't be long at all, and I will let you know. I'll put a message on Facebook telling you when that's done. And you're welcome to the pattern. You know, basically I think Mark's a 34 waist and these fit in perfectly. Nice and comfortable. But what I do now is, once I've got it evenly distributed, I start at the back and I start stitching on that back seam. Sorry, there it is. And I'll talk you through it as I do it. So I'm just going to pull the elastic straight as I put my foot on, and it's directly in, you can't see. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Right, so what I'm doing now is I'll just move that out of the way. So I've got my elastic, my foot bang in the middle of the elastic. So I'm going to forward and reverse, and I'm going to pull. This is how I want it distributed. So I'm just going to hold that elastic there and pull that as tight as it will go, holding the back so it doesn't all spring forward. And I'm just going to stitch while I'm stretching right down the middle of the elastic, pulling it as tight as it will go, and stop when it becomes uncomfortable, but stop with your needle down. Let that go and move it around. Grab another piece where it's leaving it all as it is, so it's all evenly distributed. Just grab another piece, hold the back to hold it still, and pull it again as tight as it will go and as flat as you can, and stitch straight down the middle again. Stop, let it move round, grab a piece here where it's comfortable and hold the back and pull it tight. Again, stop when it becomes uncomfortable, move it around, hold the back and pull it out as straight as you can. And if you do this at this point, the elastic will stay where it's supposed to. Stop. And then we're back to where we started from, so just do the last bit, keep it as flat as possible. Go over where you started and reverse a bit. And take that out. Cut your threads off. And now you will see that your elastic is going to stay put. Let me just put you back a bit. They're a bit close, aren't they? A bit in your face. And there you've got your lovely joggers. Joggers? They're not joggers. They're boxer shorts already. So I'll give them, it's a straight stitch, Anne. So it's just a 2.4 straight stitch, normal foot. And he's got a new pair of boxers. I'll ask him, Susu. Susu wants to see Mark do a twirl in them. Mark, if you're watching, are you going to do a twirl? So there's his boxer shorts, and it's 5 to 8. So I think that's another good job done. I'll let you all know when the pattern is available for download. Please bear with us because we've not done this before. Me and Mark are no high-tech people at all. We just do the best that we can. So thank you, Sarah. Thanks, everybody. I hope you're all keeping safe, and I hope that, you know, these help a little bit to give you something to do, basically. But I shall see you all on Friday. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm hoping that the things that we've been doing with the sweatshirt in and PJs and things, I might do a little bit of something on that. So thank you, everybody, and hope to see you all on Friday at 3 o'clock. Lynn, well done on winning the competition. Patricia, I will send out your freebie. And everybody, take care, and I'll see you on Friday. Thanks. Bye.